At the beginning of the film, Korea is launching its first lunar mission, but their satellite explodes in midair. Due to the controversies surrounding this accident, Korea is expelled from the international space community. And after 5 years, Korea is again preparing to launch a new moon satellite, in which 3 astronauts Wang Sang-woo, Lee Sang-won and Cho Eun-jong complete 20 months of rigorous training. Korea is launching its second satellite named Wori-ho, but when it reaches the moon's orbit, the satellite faces some technical problems due to solar waves. Their connection to Earth and their space center is lost, but after some repairs, their connection is restored. While repairing the satellite, an explosion occurs due to fuel leakage and 2 astronauts die. Now Wang Sang-woo is the only one left alive. They reconnect and Wang reports to Earth that he is alive and confirms the death of the 2 astronauts. They are planning to launch a mission to bring Wang back alive at Korea's space center. But for this they need the people who had built the satellites. Due to the failure of the previous mission, Wang Kyu-tae, who was the father of Wang Sang-woo, had committed suicide. And the second one is Kim Jae-guk, an ex-NASA scientist and director of the first lunar mission. Guk is called. He no longer wants to do this work due to regrets about his past failures and the deaths of his fellow astronauts. But when he gets to know that Wang is Kyu-tae's son, he agrees to the mission. Wang is shivering due to cold due to the heating system in the satellite failing. Guk arrives and gives instructions to Wang, and by turning his satellite towards the sun the temperature of the satellite is increased. Kim Jae-guk asks his ex-wife and NASA employee Yoon Moon-young for help in rescuing Wang from NASA's lunar gateway, but she refuses. Wang decides to land on the moon. With the help of Space Center and auto mode, he lands on the moon. And with his rover and drone he goes to explore the moon. Yoon Moon discusses with other NASA members to save Yang Wang, but they are not in favor. Wang Sung-woo goes to a crater near the moon and takes soil samples by drilling. He also finds snow there. Then meteor rain starts there. He escapes from the meteor shower, but his rover gets stuck in a crater and he escapes with the help of a drone. He comes to his lander and the lander is launched. The lander goes up and connects to the command module from the Space Center and the automatic system. But after some time, the command module is destroyed in the meteor shower and the lander has to be separated from the broken command module, which is rapidly falling towards the surface of the moon. And its connection with the Earth is lost. This mission fails. The Korean Space Agency considers Wang dead and cancels the mission. Kim Jae-guk's ex-wife sends him NASA security codes, due to which Guk contacts Wang. Wang is alive on the moon's dark far side, and Guk can hear his voice asking for help. Guk's partner, Han Byul, records Wang's voice and uploads it on YouTube. And the video goes viral. Due to the viral video, his news spreads everywhere and the mission to save him is started again. Lander is still working and Wang is contacted again. But they can't save Wang on the dark far side of the moon, because the module is also now destroyed. But under pressure due to that viral clip, NASA gives approval to help them through its lunar gateway. Moon-young explains the planning of this entire mission to the Korean Space Center. The lander tries to take off from there but falls into the pits of the crater. The astronauts of the lunar gateway inform everyone that we cannot stay here in one place for much longer. Those people will have to leave the moon's orbit. Wang has now given up and contemplates committing suicide by taking off his helmet and going out. But Guk tells him his father's story and that the failure of the previous mission was not his fault. Rather, that mission failed because of my mistake. Your father had told that the module is not completely ready yet. But due to repeated date cancellations, we had to launch it. Guk apologizes to Wang for this. Moon-young tells Kim Jae-guk that the lander is lying in a crater, which is why it is standing upright, and from there it can be taken off and brought to the moon's orbit and Wang can be saved. She explains the entire planning to the astronauts of the lunar gateway and she is caught by NASA guards. Because despite NASA's refusal, she was doing her own thing. The mission to rescue Wang begins again and the lander takes off. The lander takes off, hitting craters all around, and starts moving towards the near side of the moon. Wang leaves the lander and lands down with the help of a drone and goes to the near side of the moon, where he is rescued by the lunar gateway. Korea announces to soon share all the information received from the moon with the world.